Hey fam, welcome back to Tara's Lifestyle Vlog, and thank you so much for stopping by. So in today's video, we answer the question: does a previous UK visa refusal affect new visa application? Okay, so you've applied for a UK visa in the past and you've been refused. Does that mean that any application you put in the future would also be refused or denied? That's what we're going to be talking about today. Okay, but before I go on, my name is Tari, and on this channel we'll talk about UK visas and immigration. We'll talk about life in the UK, how to travel safely and successfully to the UK, and how to navigate through life as an immigrant living in the UK. If this sounds like something you're interested in, then please subscribe, turn on your bell icon so you don't lose out on any of my videos going forward. To my returning subscribers, thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. I appreciate every single one of you. Okay, like I said before, today we're answering the question: does a previous UK visa refusal, or any visa for that matter, it could be UK, it could be US, it could be Canada, or a Schengen visa, will it affect future visa application? Okay, so you've applied for one of these countries and your visa has been refused. Will this affect your future applications? Okay, so the answer is yes or no, depending on a number of factors, and I'm going to go through all this in this video. It could be a yes if one of these factors or criteria have not been met. Okay, so one, if your circumstance has not changed. Okay, so you've applied for a UK visa or any visa for that matter, and if you look at your refusal letter, it will usually give you a reason for refusal. So if that reason for refusal has not changed and you go back and reapply, you will definitely get a refusal. So for instance, you applied for a UK visitor's visa and they've said you don't meet the financial requirement of that visa. If your financial requirement has not changed, if you cannot prove that your financial status has changed, your visa would be refused. Another reason is if you go on and apply immediately. Okay, so you've given a visa refusal and you go on and apply immediately, say in the next week or in the next month, without looking at your circumstance, nothing has changed at all, then your visa will definitely be refused. If you do not submit enough documentation for the visa that you're applying for, yes, it could actually mean your visa could be refused. Say you've applied for maybe a spouse visa or a student visa or a visitor's visa again. If you do not provide enough documentation, maybe the previous visa refusal says you don't have enough documentation to show that you are going back to your country, and if you apply again and you still do not have enough documentation to prove that you have ties in your country to return to after your visit to the UK, then your visa could be refused. Again, your circumstances have not changed. You have not given them enough documents to show that you actually are going back to your country, or your situation has changed. For instance, when my husband first applied for a UK visa, his visa was refused, and the reason the UK Home Office gave was due to insufficient funds, or they could not explain how the money in his account got there because there was no proof of transaction going in and out of his account. And I've done videos of financial evidence in terms of visa application, the importance of having your financial evidence in your visa application. So his visa was refused because they couldn't explain the money in his account, because he put the money in bulk and just left it there for a while. Okay, and then applied, and then his visa was refused. And about a month later, he went and applied again for a US visa. Okay, remember I said these people, they have a link. They have a link that they can check. Okay, they have a link that they will check. They have a database that they can all check. They will see your visa refusal and approval and all of that. So he went about a month or less than a month later, applied for a US visa, and again he was refused. This time the reason the US gave was that he didn't have ties to his country or some funny reason like that, because they could already see that his visa had been refused in the past. So basically nothing has changed in terms of his situation, and again he was refused. Okay, so this is some of the things that I'm talking about. And then the next time we had to apply, we wanted to apply after about 3 months or 6 months, and then we started to speak to a solicitor, and the solicitor advised us to wait for a bit. So we waited for about a year or more before we could apply again, because we wanted to make sure that the circumstances have changed. He's worked on his finances, worked on his documentation and all of that, and then we're able to apply for him to come to the UK as as on a spouse visa. Okay, so that's what he did, and this time around his visa was approved. Okay, so remember, we had to wait this time around. The first time it was refused for this reason. He applied almost immediately, his visa was refused, and then this time around we had to wait for a bit. Okay, and again apply for a different kind of visa, explaining that he was refused a UK visa, an American visa, a US visa. So we put all that in the application, and then his visa was approved. Also, if you do not disclose previous visa refusal, this is also important. If you've been given a visa refusal at all for any country, whether the UK, US, Canada, Schengen visa, whatever visa category, and you've been refused at all, when you go on to apply for a new visa, you must declare that you have been refused a visa or refused entry into a country. If you don't do that, the Home Office will go back and check their database, and they see that you've had a visa refusal, and in your application you said, no, I haven't got a visa refusal. It means that you're trying to deceive them. Your visa would definitely be refused, which means your previous visa application refusal is affecting your current application. So when you've been given a visa refusal in the past, it doesn't matter how long ago, whether it was 5 years ago, it was 1 year ago, 6 years ago, or 6 months ago, you must indicate on your application that you've been given a refusal. Okay, because there's a part of the application that would ask you, have you been refused a visa before? Have you been refused entry before? So you must make sure you answer honestly, okay, so that your previous refusal will not affect your new or current visa application. Okay, and the second answer is no, it won't affect you if you do all these things. So your circumstance has changed. Maybe you applied 6 months ago, and in the past 6 months your circumstances have changed. Maybe your financial status has changed. You've had 6 months to work on your application, to work on your bank account, on your bank statement. You have 6 months to gather documentation for your application. So all these things would not affect your visa application. And also make sure you disclose that you've actually been refused visa in the past. If you do all those things, then your new visa application would not be affected by the previous one. Remember, every application is dealt with on their own merit. So yes, you've been refused before, but this is a new and fresh application. Let's look at it. Let's look at the merits. Let's look at the demerits. Let's look at the documents that this person has attached to their application. And with that, they will be able to decide whether you are given a visa or not, if you are eligible or qualified for the visa or not. Remember, when it comes to UK visa application, it's all about documentation. You are saying this and you have documents to prove it. You're saying that you have money to sponsor yourself. These are the documents to show, my bank statement to show that I actually have the money to sponsor myself. Okay, I'm going to stay in a hotel. These are my booking reference, or I'm going to stay with a family. This is a letter from the family I'm going to stay with, and things like that. So more documentation is what the UK visa application entails. Okay, I hope this video has been helpful to someone. Like I said, it's either a yes or a no depending on this factor. So these are some of the factors. This is by no means an exhaustive list. Okay, I hope this video has helped someone. If it has helped you, give it a thumbs up, share with your friends and family, and of course subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video.